All right, I am back with another video. My name is Aaron Sanchez, and today I'm going to be talking about three Stoic quotes that I love. I mean, there is a ton. Maybe later on I will add to this list, but for now, three Stoic quotes that are my favorites that I feel are very, very applicable, not only in everyday life, but depending on where you are in your fitness and nutritional journey, I think they are paramount. So the first one is by Epictetus. Don't seek for everything to happen as you wish, but rather wish that everything happens as it actually will. Then your life will flow well. Now, I will add an addendum. I'm strictly talking about fitness and nutrition here. I'm not talking about major a major life event, a tragedy, or anything like that. I'm strictly talking about nutrition and fitness. But in nutrition and fitness, I hear it a lot. I use it a lot. I wish this, if only this. Well, what happens is we just end up not only making the process more difficult, but we make ourselves miserable when we think like that. When we start our sentence with if only or I wish, because the fact of the matter is what's actually happened or is happening is the reality. And there's not much we can do to change that. And so we can get caught up and making ourselves miserable in the process by wishing it was different. When, if we think about the quote, if we just accept how things are, then we're better able to deal with what comes next, or changing expectations, changing course. We're better able to manage things that if we just accept it the way it is and not try to change it, because it's kind of pointless. The second quote is probably the most famous of the Stoic quotes, but I think it's so applicable. But the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. It was Marcus Aurelius who said that. And it's so key when you are starting the journey, or even if you're in the middle of the journey, because when I read that, there's going to be challenges in the road. There's going to be challenges in the process, but those things, we can view them one of two ways, like these roadblocks that inevitably cause us to fail, or it's just something that we have to either go around, or it becomes a part of the routine. And when I think about it, like, let's say we're talking about strictly about starting a workout. Let's say I don't work out at all right now. Well, getting into the gym 2 or 3 days, that's the impediment. It's hard. It's difficult finding the time. It's uncomfortable because of the environment. It's uncomfortable because you're sore. But ultimately, that leads you to where you want to go. It is the way. And so when I read these quotes, it's not only that I read them and I'm like, man, it sounds really cool, but I actually live the quotes. I think about how they can apply in my life, how I can use them to my advantage, because we are gaining somebody else's wisdom. And I think this is one of those where that quote in particular, it tells us to embrace the process, because it's the way. It's going to get us where we want to go. And the last quote is by Seneca. While we wait for life, life passes. I've been guilty a great part of my life that where we think we're going to live forever. And the fact is that we're not. Yes, that can sound morbid, but it also can light a fire under you that while we are busy talking about the things we want to do, while we are researching and investigating, and not to say that those things don't have merit, because they do, but oftentimes people spend 95% of the time researching and the other 5% acting, when if 95% of the time we just acted and the other 5% we spent in how we can make the process better, I think we probably get to where we wanted to go a little bit quicker. And I mean, that one, you can just, all of them apply to much more than fitness and nutrition, but that one especially. You don't want to get caught up and waiting for the right time, waiting for that thing, something to happen, when you look up and 5 years has gone by, 10 years has gone by, 15 years has gone by that you can't get back. And so bringing it back to fitness and nutrition, it's starting. Even if your plan isn't perfect, it never will be perfect. Even if you don't know anything, there's so many resources now available to us that isn't even an excuse, or it's not a good one. It is an excuse. But while we wait for life passes. And so if you're in that stage where you're thinking about starting, just another Stoic principle of memento mori. Remember, you're going to die. So instead of regretting, I wish I would have started a year ago, start today. If it's bumpy and you've got to change course after a month, that's just more information that you have, rather than a year going by and you're left wondering, what if? You can answer that question today. So that's the 3 quotes I have for today. No bonuses. I will probably do another video on some of my other favorite Stoic quotes, because it's a philosophy that I really do think has modern day implications. It's something you can add into your life and use from day one. And I've found over the years that it has added many, many benefits. So hopefully you enjoyed those 3 quotes. Listen, if you want to leave a comment, let me know if you're familiar with the Stoics, any potential quotes you particularly like, how these quotes, how you can add those into your life and change maybe some of your habits. And if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button, and I will see you next time.